What's going on, you guys? Back again with another video. In today's video we're going to be installing 3 full-size Rockford Fosgate 10-inch subwoofers in the back seat of my 2018 Toyota Tacoma. Now, for those of you who watched a couple videos ago, you are aware that at one point I had 2 10s in here with the nice little amp rack in the middle of the sub box, the amp right in the middle of the seats back there, and as you can see, they're no longer there. So let me just explain real quick. First off, if you want to see a full in-depth video on how I did the install, how I wired everything, how I got all my wires to the back seat, and where I got my signals from, make sure you check out my full installation video of my 2 10-inch subwoofers in this car. I'm going to go ahead and put the link down below, and I might even put it up here on the screen. So now, little backstory. I had those 2 10-inch Rockford Fosgate subs. They bumped. I loved them. Absolutely nothing wrong with them. However, me being the basehead that I am, I did want just a little more. So I went ahead and pulled those out, sold that box as is, and actually installed it in a buddy's Tacoma. And now here we are, another subwoofer later, 3 brand new subwoofers, a brand new box that holds 3 from the same company. I believe it's the Sub Box Shop. I'll put their link just like I did last time down below. And in this video, I'm basically just gonna bring you guys along with the wiring of those 3 new subwoofers, putting the box in, and I'm also gonna show you where I rewired and relocated my amp. I did go with the bigger amp. Before I had a 500 watts RMS amp. Now I believe I have a Rockford Fosgate Prime 751D. However, if you guys are aware, Rockford Fosgate bench tests all their amps before they send them out, and my amp came with a burst sheet of 820 watts RMS, I believe, 1 ohm capability. Unfortunately, our subwoofers, I believe, are a 2 ohm load, and with 3 of them, I'm able to wire it down to a 1.5 ohm load. So we're not really going to get the full 820 watts RMS that it claimed, but the subwoofers are 250 watts RMS themselves, so we're at about 750 watts RMS in subwoofer, 820 watts RMS in amp at a 1 ohm load, so we should be pretty damn close to hitting it spot on. But without further ado, let's dive in the back seat. Let's show you where I relocated my amp, and I'll show you the new sub. Alright, you guys, so as you can see, the old setup is completely out. Now another difference that you might notice is the backing to these back seats. I actually went ahead and removed them. Now, when I had the two 10s, they weren't hitting and I didn't have any issues. However, whenever I would put this down, it would rub up against here, and I feel like every now and then I would hear it bottom out against this. So just to be safe, I went ahead and removed these backing pieces. I don't see a need for them, especially now that I have that back there, and I'm never even gonna have storage back here anyways. But I just wanted to show you real quick how I went ahead and did that. So all you do is you pop out these 2 plastic tabs on each corner, and then you got 2 little bolts in here, I believe. I went ahead and removed them already. I'm just showing you quickly how it's done. You remove 2 small Phillips head bolts or screws, and then all you do is you slide back and out. So real quick, that's how I went ahead and removed those. Now let me go ahead and show you where I relocated this amp. Alright, you guys, so here we are underneath the driver's seat. Here is our brand new Rockford Fosgate Prime 751D. Now, when I went ahead and relocated this amplifier, I actually was not aware. Now, I always knew I was going to do it under the seat, because to be honest, in this small of a truck, you kind of don't have any other options but underneath the seat. This thing fit perfect under here. Absolutely perfect fitment. Now, one thing I wasn't aware, these trucks actually have a foot vent for the back seat, and it's kind of hard to show you, but it is right there where those wires are coming out of. So it actually worked out pretty good, because there is a vent, like I said. And now whenever I'm running my amp, if it's a hot day or if I'm bumping it a little too hard, or I think it's getting kind of warm under here, I could go ahead and throw on my AC at the foot vents, and there you go. Now I have an amp cooling system, I guess, if you want to call it. Now the only drawback I see of this setup is that if it was ever winter time or cold, I really don't want to run my heat on my feet vent, just because I don't want to add more heat to this already running amp that's pushing 310s. But besides that, I think this is an absolute perfect fitment. I went ahead and just velcroed it down so I didn't have to screw anything, and as you can see, I mean, I'm moving the whole carpet. I don't know if I'm picking it up on camera, but it's on there. It's pretty secure. It's definitely not moving on a brake or hard brake, so we're good. I went ahead and grounded it out to one of the mounting locations. Let me show you here. The seat has 4 bolts holding it in place. So to move it over here, I did have to remove all 4 bolts, remove the airbag plugs that are underneath, and then I was able to have a free workspace. I went ahead and grounded it on this side, and as you can see, this foot plate, it is flat and touches the carpet. What I went ahead and did is I kind of rounded off the edges just to be able to get a tight seal. And honestly, it just looks clean. It looks pretty flawless under there. You couldn't even really tell that I went ahead and cut the edges of this little plastic trim piece. Another cool thing when running my wires, I was able to run them underneath the carpet just above the vent. So they came out perfectly and went straight into the amp. Perfect clean shot. I actually love this location. I kind of wish I would have done it from the start. Alright you guys, so here it is, brand new subwoofer box for 3 full-size 10-inch subwoofers. Now when I say full-size, you do want to be careful because there are mounting depth specs to this box. So you want to make sure if you guys are going to order a box like this or from this company, look at their mounting depths. There's actually an option to add a little bit more depth in there. So you get, I believe, 3/4 of an inch more. So I went ahead and opted out for that. Now, when you're looking at your subwoofers, you want to make sure that the mounting depth isn't more or too close to the mounting depth of the box. Thankfully, these P1s are perfect size and they fit perfectly, and they are a full size. They are not a shallow mount, which is the best thing about this setup, is that the shallow mounts that I've heard in my past, I absolutely do not like. It's just a different sound. Not that they're too bad, it's just different. But like I said, thankfully I was able to go with the full size. Now these are the, let me see. Alright you guys, so I don't know if you guys can see that, but these are the Rockford Fosgate Punch P1 single 4-ohm voice coil 10-inch subwoofer. Now that is another little small drawback of these, like I said, is you can only get these in a single voice coil. They don't offer them in a dual voice coil. If you had a dual voice coil, I could probably narrow these down to a 1-ohm load, but like I said, because they don't offer that in this size subwoofer, we had to settle for these, and we are going to have to settle for a 1.5 ohm load, which, like I said, again, is not bad. Another thing I did want to address is on the last video, a lot of you guys kept asking me whether or not the P2 would fit. Now, I know the P2 measurement is literally like 1/8 of an inch under the mounting depth for the box. So it's a really close call. That's the only reason why I didn't go ahead and go for it. And I believe the P2 is only 300 watts RMS, so it's only, I believe it's 50 to 100 watts more than this, which to me, it wasn't worth the risk of, in my case right now, buying 3 subwoofers and then not being able to fit, or having to return it, or having to deal with just not the right sound measurement or box cubic inch measurement inside. So the P1s work perfect for me. I've already heard them. I've already tested them. 2 of them sounded great. I can't wait to pretty much add 50% more power to what I already had before. So let's go ahead and wire these up, mount them up, and I'll show you guys how I'm gonna do it. Alright you guys, so I got my wiring all laid out. The way I'm gonna wire this is I'm gonna get 1 positive feed, 1 negative feed from the amp coming off of one side, and I'm gonna go positive to positive to positive to positive, and then I'm gonna go negative from the amp to negative to negative to negative. And that's basically what's gonna give us our 1.5 ohm load. I'm gonna go ahead and wire these up real quick, drill them in, and then we'll get it into the truck. Alright you guys, so there you go. As you can see behind me, the box is in. The back seats aren't up yet. I already went ahead and heard this thing, and man, this thing is bumping. Now I will admit there's definitely something not sounding right, and I'm assuming it has to do with my settings. I've spent maybe the last hour messing with the amp settings, and I think I got it pretty good. I wish I could show you guys. Let me see if maybe I could get some uncopyrighted music, but Obviously the video isn't going to do it very much justice, even if I do get some uncopyrighted music. But needless to say, 310s are definitely bumping a lot more than the 210s. But I will say maybe now it's just a little harder to control the distortion and the sound quality when you're shoving 310s in the back seat of a small truck like this with such a small space inside the box itself. But we're going to continue to mess with the settings. I'll see if I can bring up some music for you guys, and we'll go from there. Alright, you guys know what song I had to play, our intro song. But let's see if it does it any justice over the camera. Alright, there you go. Like I said, I'm not too sure how good of a quality it's going to sound over camera, but I like it. It sounds great. It's bumping a lot harder than the 210s were. Now, is the sound quality the same as the 210s? That I'm still trying to figure out for myself. I'm hoping that the adjustments on this amp will allow it to sound cleaner. If not, worst comes to worst, I'm going to have to take it somewhere that has the proper tools to get this amp and subs really tuned in just right. Hopefully I can get that done. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and install these two back seats, which you guys saw me remove, so there's no point in showing you that. Like I said earlier, if you guys want to go back and see the full in-depth install on my 210s, make sure you check that out, description box and right here on the screen. Click on it, check it out. That's pretty much it, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.